Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about shimming the neck on your guitar. Something that hopefully you don't have to do, but you might someday. Anyways, this is my Cort X2 LH, so left-handed. I love this guitar. I've had this thing for a long time, and man, it's so hard to wear into the frets. I love that. Don't have to do fret jobs. Anyways, so being that I've had this thing for an awfully long time, it's serving me very, very well. And so the last couple days I've been noticing some buzzing going on my E and B strings and in a few different places. And I figured, well, maybe my frets are out or something. So anyways, I took all the strings off and I took a plastic block and the back end of a screwdriver to use as a hammer, and I went across every single fret at least twice, okay, and just tapped them to check, put the strings back across. That still didn't really help that much, just a tiny bit though, so a few of them were popping up, and you wouldn't know it from the sides. It was more in the middle section that it seemed to be, and right down near the end, but you couldn't really tell on the bottom edges. So anyways, that didn't work. I've adjusted the neck, I raised the saddles up a little higher, and tried doing that, and well, it still wasn't going away all the way. So I figured, well, I'm gonna have to try shimming this neck. And because what's happening is when you check your neck relief, my neck relief is actually really good. There's not a lot of space there, but there is just enough, and I like a very low action as it is. And so by raising the saddles up, it does raise the string heights up, which is fine, but I don't want to over raise the saddles either. That's the thing. I still want to have adjustment room there, right? Because you got to follow the curve of the neck and so on, right? So anyway, I thought, well, maybe what I need to do is to shim this sucker, and figure, well, what the hell. So I started to remember videos that I've seen on how to shim your neck. So if you want to lift the neck, okay, which will give you more of a gap all the way throughout, okay, but it definitely is going to give you more gap in here. What you need to do is put the shim at the back. Now I don't know how well you're going to see this, but you'll see a little piece of beige plastic sticking out right about here, and there's actually two of them side by side. And so what I did is I pulled the two main screws right out, loosened off these ones, gave me some movement in the neck. And what these shims are that I used, and you might like this for a trick, some acoustic guitars when you buy them will come with an extra saddle and a saddle spacer, right? And the saddle spacer is just a very thin piece of plastic, but that little thinness makes a hell of a difference. So I cut it in half and fed the pieces straight down until they just barely stuck out at the back here. And then tightened up the backs first. Then I tightened up these ones, or should we say front and then back, okay? So the ones facing towards the bottom got tightened first, and then these ones last. Snugged them all up afterwards, all the way around. And that gave me more than adequate clearance. So now I have no more buzzing. And it's like, great. So I checked all my frets, no more buzzing. So between tapping my frets back down to make sure that they're all down right, and adjusting the saddles, adjusting the neck relief, and then shimming it, it's 100%. No buzzing anywhere. And it's like, sweet. Okay. Now that's for lifting the neck to bring more this way. If your string height is too high and you've brought your neck back, okay, straighter, you always have to have a very slightest of an upward bow, okay? But if you've adjusted your neck properly and you've tried lowering your saddles, which you can do, and it still doesn't bring your action or string height down enough, then you need to shim the neck from this end. Okay, so you would want to put spacers going across this way. See, mine are coming down this way, but you're going to want to put them down below these screws right in this area. Okay, so as far forward to the end of the fretboard as possible, and that will actually cock the neck back, and then that actually will help lower them. Okay, and so the tightening process for that is going to be initially leaving these ones loose, torquing these ones down tight, and then torquing these ones down. Okay, and that should give you the pressure release that you need to go the way to lower the strings down more. Because you can only run a neck so straight, and you are never ever to run a neck perfectly straight, except when you're doing fret leveling, okay, or replacing frets. And of course, with that, you're going to be, leveling them out afterwards, crowning, all that jazz, right? Okay, so that's just something I wanted to share with you guys, that if you're having some buzzing because your action's really super low, and it's very low in this area, it's going to follow that down for quite a piece and still stay low. And if you've already tried neck relief and lowering or bringing the saddle height up, etc., and it's still not working for you, try, and of course, tapping the frets. Now what I used, like I said, just a small plastic block in the back of the screwdriver, and hit the screwdriver onto the plastic box just gently. You don't have to hit it hard. Don't well, I'll put you in English terms. Don't bitch smack it, okay? Just light taps, okay, and go over each fret. And when you come into the double frets where they're this close and then closer, you can do both of them at once. Just tat 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 tat, and then move to the next two, tat 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 tat, until you're all the way down the neck, and go over it at least twice. Okay, like I said, don't beat on it. You don't need to beat on them to make them move just that little bit that they need to move. Okay, because that may be what it is they've shifted a little bit on you, which can happen, right? I mean, I've had this thing for a long time, and I've played the living crap out of this guitar, and so it finally needed a little bit of TLC, and now it's 100% again, and it should stay that way for a good long time, So anyways, guys, just a little bit of techie advice for you on your guitar if you need to do some adjustments. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.